This right here is my favorite thing ever. In the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
Yep, that is the only intro that you need for this character. Let's focus on Astos and his buffs. The first buff we'll look for is his overhead buff called Dark Matter. It stores a value based on brave damage dealt and it is capped at max brave. If Astos gets broken however, the value will be cut in half. Now let's look at the Suffering of Fools. This buff is granted from the EX ability. It grants attack up by 20%, max brave up by 20%, stolen max brave overflow up by 20% and HP damage up by 20%. King of the Dark Elves is granted from the LD ability. It grants attack up by 30%, max brave up by 30%, brave damage up by 50% and HP damage up by 30%. Skill 1 is called Dark Thrust and it has 10 uses. It adds plus 5 HP damage bonus at the end of his turn, max brave cap up by 20%, increases brave by 20% of initial brave, adds HP damage up by 10%, adds max brave up by 10% for one turn, and it deals splash damage by 250% of stored value from Dark Matter to enemies 10 times. Skill 2 is called Dark Slash and it also has 10 uses. It deals HP splash damage by 250% of stored value from Dark Matter to enemies 5 times. It also adds plus 5 HP damage bonus at the end of the turn, max brave cap up by 20%, increases brave by 20% of initial brave, adds HP damage up by 10% and adds attack up by 10% for one turn. His EX ability, Dark Warhammer, grants the Suffering of Fools for 6 turns. It also deals splash damage by 300% of stored value from Dark Matter to enemies 9 times. It doesn't consume any brave and splash HP damage by 300% of stored value from Dark Matter to enemies. His C65 ability is called Boost All and it has 2 uses. It grants max brave up by 30%, stolen max brave overflow up by 20%, Kain max brave overflow up by 10%, brave damage cap up by 20% and when active, Boost All lasts for 6 turns. His LD ability, Dark Glory, has 4 uses. It grants King of the Dark Elves for 12 turns. It is a 10-hit group brave and splash damage by 250% of stored value from Dark Matter, brave potency of 120% per hit, it doesn't consume any brave, splash damage by 250% of stored value from Dark Matter to the enemy 6 times, and it also grants a free ability use for 1 turn. And now for Astos and his gear. His 7-star armor is of the Attack's Keystone and it adds brave damage cap up by 50% and it adds max brave cap up by 15%. Now let's take a look at his weapons. His 15 CP is called Dark Spear, his 35 CP is called Dark Sword, his EX is called Dark Hammer, the LD is called Dark Claws and the FR is called Dark Dentus. His FR ability is called Conflict Ultima and his partner is Kefka. The HP damage bonus will go up by doing the following: 15% after a party member's turn when a party member selects a magic ability, and 20% after a party member's turn when a party member has active special effect buffs. Astos' burst weapon is called Cyclic Circle and it grants the BT effect Flash Star that lasts for 6 turns. It allows the stored value in Dark Matter to go beyond max brave. It also grants party max brave up by 50%, party brave damage cap up by 20%, party HP damage up by 50% and party max brave cap up by 30%. Man, where do I even begin with this character? I mean, Astos is very good. He does seem to be a massive brave going unit, and the amount of damage that he can do with his overhead buff Dark Matter, yeah, I mean, what else can you say? The guy is a monster in terms of the damage that he can do. Of course, if he does get broken, then the value of Dark Matter is cut in half. Be sure that you don't do that if you are going to go for him. I know a lot of people are going to be going for Astos. I know I've saved up my BT tokens for him in global, so I am ready for him. So in terms of a score for Astos, I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. I'm only taking away 1 point because he doesn't doesn't look like this. I want him to look like this from Final Fantasy 1. I get it, this is his Stranger of Paradise look, but I don't know. I just prefer the OG look. But other than that, Astos is actually a very good damage dealer. You will do, of course, tons of damage with him. So if you want to go for him, do it. I mean, you won't regret it. I know I BT tokened his burst in JP and I haven't regretted it ever since. So I do recommend this character. Of course, you don't actually have to go for him. You don't need him in his debut fight, but he will help out a ton. He is very good. Very, very good. I do hope that this character analysis has helped you. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. But other than that, I will see you next time. Bye.